Okay. Right, so for my first idea, I was thinking of doing a documentary about education. So I was wondering what you guys think, which area of education I should go into.
I think all of these ideas, there's a lot of potential with all of them because there are all three of them are very big talking points, especially currently in like the sort of educational sort of facets. Um, Personally speaking, I don't really see a point in like exams, but aside from that, it's really just up to what you find the most appealing about each option.
Mm.
There's also this other avenue you could go through, was just combining these into sort of this whole big conglomerate of like what should change in education,
Yeah.
just in general.
Out of all of those, I think I quite like the funding one most, because in my secondary school, they couldn't pay our teachers a full week's wage, so we had to leave early on Fridays.
Oh, that's really bad.
It was really bad. And of course, all of us kids were like, oh yeah, we get to leave school early, but you've got to think, those teachers aren't being paid enough anyways. And to think their wages are still being docked just because our school couldn't afford it, because they aren't being funded enough.
That is really bad.
So I feel strongly most about it. All of them are really good. I think each one are great, but that one kind of speaks the most to me because of what I experienced at school.
Okay.
I definitely think the one about exams.
Mm.
I just am not an exam person.
Yeah, no,
like,
same.
especially the amount of like hatred we got, because obviously we were the year after you, so
Yeah.
we were the first year coming back from COVID, and throughout the whole first year of COVID, we didn't have any online school. We were just sent pieces of work. We didn't actually know how to do them.
Yeah.
And then, we basically went into exams, and then they were like, oh, loads of people have failed, and our percentages have gone down about it. And then we were like, well, we wonder why, because we weren't taught.
Yeah.
And then it happened, and I'm fine now. Like, I'm thriving in this course and stuff, and we're not doing exams.
Yeah.
It's all coursework.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
I don't know.
I feel like there's a secret fourth option here, which is talking about how the current, at least, generation of people in schooling are dealing with the aftermath of COVID and how that has changed the
I
sort
was
of
thinking of
development.
doing something like that, maybe.
You can add elements in there.
Yeah, I was
like
thinking
how
if I
that's
would.
affect-
Yeah,
how
exactly.
it's affected teaching, exams,
Yeah.
schools being
I was
funded.
thinking if I did do the exams, I can include COVID quite a lot into it anyway.
That was a big factor.
Yeah, exactly. I was wondering as well if I should get both sides of the story or just reinforce my opinions in this documentary, which would mean it would be slightly biased. So I don't know if I should go for a more biased approach or an unbiased approach and get both sides and talk to both people that are pro exams and pro vocational courses.
I think being fair is
Fair.
I think that's a big rule about documentarianism.
I think if you talk to multiple people that are on different sides, at the end of the documentary, like the audience and the viewer can sort of make up their own mind on where they stand about it.
I think a lot of people can go either way. Like I think there is a reason to exams. Do I like them? No, I don't. I think I didn't do well at my own exams, and I think that it's not a good way to test people's knowledge.
Yeah.
And putting kids in a high stress environment, but I still understand why they exist.
Yeah.
So I think having both can lead people to come to their own conclusions.
I think the like going back on just the ideas, I think the one about teachers could be really interesting, because I think it gets sort of overlooked as like how difficult it is of a job. Like I think it's quite a difficult job, and a lot of teachers, like especially in like secondary school, just get like bullied by their students sometimes. Being on not great wage and getting like harassed by students, like it's really quite. I feel like a lot of it's really quite unfair on them. And I think it'd be really interesting to get their perspective on
In my secondary school, the kids in like the year below me or 2 years below me or whatever really disliked this specific graphics teacher, and they protested around the school in this weird little stupid march to get her fired.
Wow. That's really mean.
And there's also a combination of some once students get around year 8, when they like to call their female teachers slags and whores, just because of the way their teachers dress. That happens in our secondary school.
There's a lot of disrespect.
Yeah, I know.
Especially towards like female teachers.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so my second idea is to do a short movie about solar storm, because I know that's been in the news recently about a possible solar storm happening, which is, I don't know guys if you guys know what. Okay, there we go.
Sure.
So basically it's where a flare from the sun, a bigger flare, and it cuts off all communications, so satellites don't work. You won't have any internet, nothing basically. No sort of communication, so you basically revert back to before technology was created. So I was thinking of doing a short film like that, but don't know if I should do it during the solar storm or after, like the aftermath, and how people cope without technology.
I think both are quite interesting, because of course if you're in the middle of it, it's of course lots of confusion. Then afterwards it's still quite a bit of confusion, so everyone's trying to scramble about trying to fix everything.
Yeah.
So I think either way, both are really neat ideas.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it like almost like a end of the world film.
Yeah.
I know it's not, but like it is. And like most films or like TV series that are related to kind of stuff like that, they'll have like a clip at the start of like when everything just goes downhill.
Yeah.
And then it'll be like to how it is then. But then in between the storyline, there'll be like almost moments where it'll be like, oh, this happened.
Yeah.
It'll be like almost memories, and maybe like I don't know them.
Yeah.
Not being able to communicate as much, but then
Yeah.
like before as well. There's so many things you do.
Yeah, I was thinking. I don't know if any of you guys have watched The Quiet Place.
Yeah.
But I was thinking of basing it sort of around that, where everyone's just like everything's just super quiet, because obviously in The Quiet Place you have to be, because the monsters like hear you. But they're all cut off from any sort of other society. You know, like families are stuck in one place. You can't make any noise. You can't do anything. You're very isolated. So I wanted to kind of base it a bit like that. Obviously, it's not going to be like monsters involved, but make it very isolated. I don't know if I should focus on one, because at the moment I have a family. I don't know if I should focus on one particular character in the family or as a family as a whole.
As a whole.
Do you think?
Yeah, because it would add more depth and it would add different perspectives.
Okay.
And considering that it's going to be like a lot of social media going out, maybe it's like finally the parents and the kids have to spend time together while this is happening.
Yeah.
And they have to get along. Like maybe it's a family that doesn't get along very well, and so they have to come together. And try
that's
to
interesting. So do you think I should make it like it's a kind of a good thing that this has happened, so that the fans can bring brought together, or do you think I should make it so that they get split apart because they have to spend so much time together?
I think it could go either way. It could show like them fighting at first.
It could start off good in the beginning, and then progressively they could get torn further apart. And I think you should definitely show the effects with everyone in the family, because they all need like you said, it wipes out like internet. So like they all need it for different reasons. You can show the different reasons as to why they're upset they don't have it, and then if they're spending time together, it can start off good, and then the more time they spend, it could just get further apart.
Okay, so that's all I have for now. Thank you.